When you think of the Trump family, larger-than-life personalities probably come to mind. But there's one name that often gets overlooked: Barron Trump. As the youngest child of Donald Trump, he's grown up under the spotlight, but has somehow managed to keep much of his life private. While his public appearances show a tall, poised teenager, there's more to Barron than meets the eye. What's he like when the cameras aren't watching? Join us as we take a closer look at Barron Trump, the boy behind the headlines, and uncover the reality of who he really is. A surprising start to parenthood for Trump and Melania. Barron Trump's arrival into the world was both a surprise and a joy for Donald and Melania Trump. The couple, who tied the knot in 2005, found out they were expecting their first child together just 6 months after their wedding. Melania later shared how she broke the news to Donald. "He came home and I told him he'd be a daddy," she said. Donald's initial reaction was one of shock, but the news quickly turned to happiness. Donald admitted he wasn't entirely surprised by the idea of having children, but the speed of it all caught him off guard. "I expected we were going to have children, but I was surprised by the speed of it," he said. Their son Barron was born on March 20th, 2006. Melania described her labor as very, very easy, and Donald chose not to be in the delivery room, saying it would be easier for her that way. Barron's name was a special choice. Donald had always liked the name, but hadn't had the chance to use it for his other sons. Melania was immediately on board. When Donald second-guessed the name at the last minute, Melania put her foot down, saying, "You can't take it away. I've been calling him Barron while he's been in my stomach." Barron's extraordinary education. Barron's educational journey has been anything but ordinary, reflecting his unique upbringing. In his early years, Barron attended Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School on Manhattan's Upper West Side. While there, he lived in the family's luxurious penthouse, enjoying a relatively private life despite his family's fame. Even after Donald Trump was sworn in as president in 2017, Barron stayed in New York with Melania for a few months to finish the school year. His final year at Columbia was unforgettable. Barron organized a class trip to Washington, D.C., where about 80 students, teachers, and Secret Service agents visited the White House. The students met Donald Trump and toured the nation's capital, experiencing a side of life only Barron could share. In May 2017, Barron moved to Maryland to attend St. Andrew's Episcopal School. This was a departure from tradition, as previous first families had sent their children to Sidwell Friends School. After Donald Trump's presidency ended in 2021, Barron enrolled at Oxbridge Academy in Florida, where he graduated with the class of 2024. Each school reflected not just academic excellence, but the transitions in Barron's remarkable life. Challenges of growing up in the White House. Moving to the White House wasn't an easy adjustment for Barron, who was just 9 years old when Donald Trump became president. Donald shared how Barron initially found the idea of leaving New York a little scary. Barron had a life he loved in New York, a familiar school, close friends, and a home he cherished. The move to Washington, D.C. was a significant change. To help ease his son's worries, Donald reassured Barron by explaining the importance of their new role. "Daddy will help people and can help children like him," Donald said. This understanding seemed to give Barron a sense of purpose, showing maturity beyond his years. However, being the president's son also came with its challenges. Barron faced harsh scrutiny and criticism online, which led former first daughters Chelsea Clinton and Jenna Bush Hager to defend him publicly. Chelsea tweeted, "It's high time the media and everyone leave Barron Trump alone and let him have the private childhood he deserved." Jenna expressed her frustration, pointing out that Barron had no say in his father's decision to run for president. A close-knit and protective family. Barron's life has always revolved around family, with his mother, Melania Trump, being his strongest supporter. Known for her reserved nature, Melania has always prioritized her family over socializing. After leaving the White House in 2021, Melania focused on ensuring a smooth transition for Barron. Sources close to the family describe Melania as all about Barron and her family. Her parents, who moved to Mar-a-Lago, were instrumental in raising Barron. Their close bond helped create a nurturing environment for him, especially during pivotal moments of change. Even as Barron grew older, Melania remained actively involved in his life. When Barron decided to attend college at New York University, she fully supported his choice. It was his decision to come here, that he wants to be in New York and study in New York and live in his home, and I respect that, she shared in an interview. Melania has often expressed pride in her son. I'm very proud of what he grew up to, his strength, his intelligence, his knowledge, his kindness. It's admirable, she said, facing public criticism. One of the most difficult episodes occurred when comedian Rosie O'Donnell publicly speculated that Barron might have autism. The comments, based on a video of Barron clapping in an unusual way during the Republican National Convention, sparked a wave of online discussion and unwarranted scrutiny. Melania, outraged by the implications, fiercely defended her son. In her upcoming book, she revealed how deeply the incident hurt Barron and their family. She wrote, Barron's experience of being bullied both online and in real life following the incident is a clear indication of the irreparable damage caused. She also dismissed the rumors, stating, there is nothing shameful about autism, but Barron is not autistic. Despite Rosie O'Donnell's apology, Melania remained firm in her stance, describing the damage as irreversible. She saw the incident as a turning point, using it to focus her platform as First Lady on child welfare and online safety. In 2018, she held a meeting with tech executives from major companies, including Google, Facebook, and Twitter, to address the issue of cyberbullying. However, she later expressed disappointment, stating that the tech leaders were resistant to making meaningful changes. Melania's advocacy for her son not only underscored her love and dedication as a mother, but also highlighted the challenges Barron faced simply for being a Trump, balancing privacy with public expectations. Even as his father returned to the political spotlight, Barron managed to maintain a low profile. He declined an opportunity to serve as an at-large delegate for Florida during the Republican National Convention, citing prior commitments. However, he made his first campaign rally appearance in July 2024, showing support for his father. In November, Barron joined his family on stage for Donald Trump's victory speech after defeating Vice President Kamala Harris in the presidential election. Standing beside his parents, Barron once again became the subject of social media buzz. Comments ranged from lighthearted observations like, Barron Trump is like, what, 0.68 now? To serious speculations about his future, with many calling him a future president. For Barron, these moments of public visibility are rare but impactful. They show a poised young man who is navigating an extraordinary life with grace. While his older siblings take on prominent roles in the Trump family's business and political ventures, Barron remains focused on his studies and his personal aspirations. Melania's influence continues to be a stabilizing force in Barron's life. She has often described him as her world, and takes pride in the young man he is becoming. Her dedication to shielding him from unnecessary attention while guiding him through life's challenges speaks volumes about her priorities as a mother. Barron Trump's childhood remark went viral on TikTok. Barron Trump is trending on TikTok, and this time it's not because of his famous parents. A resurfaced clip from a 2010 Larry King Live interview has gone viral, sparking a wave of nostalgia and creativity among TikTok users. In the video, a 4-year-old Barron sits beside his mother, Melania Trump, holding a Louis Vuitton suitcase. Speaking with an adorable Slovenian accent, young Barron fondly remarks, I like my suitcase, in response to a conversation with his mom. The clip has captivated social media, especially as Thanksgiving approaches and travelers prepare for holiday trips. TikTok users have embraced the audio, remixing it into humorous and creative videos that showcase their own love for travel essentials. The luxury suitcase Barron proudly held in the clip, now retailing for nearly $10,000, has also become a topic of fascination online. In the video, Barron's interaction with Melania adds to the charm. When he asks if he has to go to school, Melania reassures him, saying it will happen after lunch. This small, sweet moment has struck a chord with viewers, making it one of the most talked-about trends on TikTok. Now 18 years old and a freshman at New York University, Barron has maintained a low profile compared to his parents. According to reports, he currently resides at Trump Tower rather than living on campus. Yet this viral moment reminds the world of Barron's unique upbringing and his ability to capture attention without even trying. Speaking of viral moments, there has been more than one. We're talking about the viral moment when Barron Trump spoke for the first time. For years, Barron Trump has been a figure of quiet intrigue. As Donald Trump's youngest son, he has often been seen but rarely heard. That changed recently, and the internet took notice. A clip from the documentary series Art of the Surge, chronicling Donald Trump's 2024 campaign, showed Barron speaking on camera for the first time. The moment immediately went viral. In the video, Barron's calm and polite demeanor stood out. Towering over his father, he greeted people with a warm smile and a handshake. To one woman, he said, "Hello, how are you? It's very nice to see you." He then turned to UFC founder Dana White and added, "Hello, how are you? It's very nice to finally meet you." Social media users couldn't stop talking about his gentlemanly tone, describing him as soft-spoken yet confident. "What a nice, well-mannered young man," one user wrote. For many, it was their first time hearing Barron's voice, and his maturity left an impression. But the viral moment didn't stop with Barron's polite exchanges. A moment of humor, Donald Trump's MMA joke. His father, Donald Trump, added some humor that caught the attention of viewers. Referring to his son's popularity among supporters, he shared a story. "I gave him a shout-out last night. The place went crazy. Barron. Barron." The crowd's reaction to Barron's name showcased how much the younger Trump resonates with people, even as he largely stays out of the spotlight. But the lighthearted moment came when Donald jokingly asked Dana White, "Can we make him into a fighter?" Laughter filled the room as Barron gave a subtle headshake, signaling his disinterest. It was a candid glimpse into Barron's personality, a young man who is polite, grounded, and unbothered by his father's playful quips. And so, social media quickly lit up with reactions to Barron's on-camera debut. Polite, well-raised, and full of potential. Many users praised his manners and calm demeanor. Comments like, "Barron is so polite," and "You can tell they raised him well," flooded platforms like X, formerly Twitter. For others, the surprise of hearing his voice for the first time was the highlight. "That's the first time I've ever heard him speak," one user exclaimed. Some noted his striking resemblance to his father, with comments such as, "Barron sounds so much like his dad," and "OMG, Barron's voice is just like Donald Trump's." Others focused on his presence, describing him as mature and confident. "He has an air of quiet confidence about him. Wonder if he'll want to enter politics someday," one user remarked. Speaking of which, many reflected on Barron's transformation over the years. One user wrote, "Barron has really come a long way in 8 years. I remember the 2016 election night and inauguration. Now he's a young man. He's well-reserved and intelligent." The admiration for his upbringing was evident in comments like, "Soft-spoken but firm, quite the presence." While Barron has largely stayed behind the scenes, he has played a significant role in Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. Barron's role in his father's campaign. Melania Trump recently revealed on Fox and Friends that her 18-year-old son offered crucial advice to his father, especially when it came to connecting with younger audiences. "He brought in so many young people," Melania shared. "He knows his generation. Nowadays, the young generation doesn't sit in front of TV anymore. They're on tablets, phones, podcasts, and streamers." Her pride in Barron's efforts was clear as she explained how his insights led Donald Trump to shift his media strategy toward platforms like podcasts, reaching millions of younger voters. Donald took Barron's advice and made several high-profile podcast appearances, including The Joe Rogan Experience. The episode, which aired just days before the election, became an instant hit, racking up over 52 million views on YouTube. Of these, 20 million views came in the first 20 hours alone. Senior campaign advisor Jason Miller called Barron's recommendations ratings gold, noting that every podcast appearance broke the internet. You see, as an 18-year-old student at New York University's Stern School of Business, Barron reportedly advised his father to embrace podcasts as a way to connect with younger audiences. This strategy proved to be a game-changer. Donald Trump's team shifted focus from traditional TV appearances to podcasts. Jason Miller, a senior advisor, praised Barron's suggestions as ratings gold, adding, "Every single recommendation he's had has broken the internet." Trump's appearances on these podcasts helped him reach Gen Z and millennial voters. For example, his interview on Impulsive in June garnered millions of views and created significant buzz. By October, Trump was set to appear on The Joe Rogan Experience, one of the most popular podcasts globally, with over 15 million followers. Trump himself acknowledged Barron's influence, calling him a great student with a sharp understanding of current issues. "He'll tell me sometimes, 'Dad, this is what you have to do,'" Trump shared in a radio interview. Barron's strategic insights reflect his ability to think beyond traditional approaches, making him an unexpected yet valuable asset to his father's campaign. This strategy paid off, helping Donald Trump defeat Vice President Kamala Harris and return to the White House. Harris, on the other hand, refused an invitation to appear on Rogan's podcast, a decision some called a missed opportunity. According to former Democratic donor John Morgan, Barron's understanding of new media platforms made him a lot smarter than everybody in the Harris campaign. Barron's surprising height grabs attention. Today, Barron Trump stands out not just for his family name, but also for his remarkable height. Towering at 6'7", Barron often grabs attention during his rare public appearances. During Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign, Barron made headlines simply by standing beside his parents on stage. Social media lit up with comments like, "Barron is taller than everyone on that stage, wow, and future president right there." Donald Trump himself has commented on his son's height, jokingly attributing it to his late grandmother's cooking. "That's how he got so tall. He only ate her food," Donald once quipped. He also shared a conversation where he suggested Barron should pursue basketball, only for his son to respond, "I like soccer, Dad." Despite his towering stature and the attention it brings, Barron remains grounded. He graduated high school in May 2024 and enrolled at New York University's Stern Business School later that year. Melania continues to play an active role in his life, ensuring he stays focused on his education and personal growth. According to a close source, Melania will keep her hand on Barron's future just as much going forward as she has throughout his early and current school years. While we now know his role in his dad's politics, what about his life on campus? It turns out that his life on campus is anything but normal. While Barron's behind-the-scenes efforts helped shape the campaign, his personal life is far from ordinary. As a freshman at NYU's Stern School of Business, he splits his time between campus and Trump Tower. Unlike most college students, Barron is accompanied everywhere by Secret Service agents, which makes blending in almost impossible. According to his peers, Barron moves quickly and quietly around campus. He's efficient with his movements, going from SUV to buildings with a sense of purpose, one student told TMZ. Despite this, he avoids drawing attention to himself, often entering classrooms through back doors and keeping to himself. "It feels as if he hardly exists," another student remarked. Barron's height also sets him apart. Standing at 6 feet 9 inches, he towers over his classmates. Photos of him on campus are rare, as he spends most of his time off-site. Yet those who have interacted with him describe him as polite and reserved. While he may not socialize traditionally, Barron has reportedly found a way to bond with his peers through video games, showing a more relatable side to his otherwise extraordinary life. Melania Trump, ever the protective mother, acknowledges that her son's life is unique. "I don't think it's possible for him to be a normal student," she said, referring to the constant presence of Secret Service agents and the attention his family name brings. Still, she expressed pride in how Barron handles it all, describing him as strong and grounded. She also shared some advice she gives her son. "I just say make your dreams come true. This is your role. This is your life. And make sure that you listen to yourself," she said. As Barron navigates college life and his place in a high-profile family, His calm demeanor and sharp insights continue to impress. Whether advising his father or finding ways to connect with peers, he shows a maturity beyond his years. While his future remains unwritten, one thing is clear: Barron Trump is quietly making his mark. What do you think the future holds for Barron Trump? Could he follow in his father's footsteps or carve out a completely different path? Share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more such stories.